Hey booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Welcome, everybody. Hey, booze. Hey, where are my glasses? So I could see. That's better. I'm Leanne Dose, your Chief Self-Love Officer over at Wake Up Happy Sis, and you're tuned in to the Wake Up Happy Sis show. We're broadcasting live on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we're always changing the narrative for our people. And we do that because we're telling our stories our way, unapologetically, okay? Now, you know what time it is. Or maybe you don't, but I'm here to let you know. It's time to shake off the doubts and to break free from that inner hater and step into your full power. Today, we're getting real about shutting down that voice of negativity that you've been carrying around. Now, you know who I'm talking about in my life. Ricky damn Bobby. He is that inner critic that loves to tell me that I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not thin enough, not cute enough, not bald enough, or just not ready, right? So I'm sure we can all relate to that. Today, we're telling him or her, because yours might be a her, to shut the entire hell up. That's what we're doing today. We're diving into all the ways you can take back control of your thoughts and reclaim your confidence. You've got everything that you need inside of you right now to succeed. And we're going to remind you just how powerful you are. When you see me looking over there, I'm looking at the phone so I can talk to the people on TikTok. Oh, wait, let me add you know who we missing? Does anyone know who we are missing today? I'll give you a prize if you do. Instagram. How we not gonna have our Instagram booze on here? So give me a second.
And while she's doing that, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I know I look weird today because I'm in the vehicle, secreted away. I'm on vacation, so I'll try to get away from my family for a second so I can come spend some time with y'all instead of, being all weird, lurking in the comments like last Thursday and stuff.
Mm-hmm. She was. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I was participating, y'all, but
she was through the comments. She was through the private chat. She was 100% participating in the show. Okay.
On vacation, in the car, on the way to Florida, y'all. I was participating. Yeah. Okay.
And good morning, Martina. Good morning,
hey,
Boo.
Martina.
And so at this point in time, you already know what we always say. Little ASMR for you. Grab your favorite mug of something. You can have whatever you want in it, especially if you're on vacation.
Sure can.
Look, but you should also grab you a journal of some sort because we're going to give you some tips, okay? And get ready to silence that inner critic once and for all. So, how was your weekend, Sheronda? Before we dive in, we don't just jump in. We take time to
tip your toe in there. Girl, even though it rained almost all weekend, so what? We've been in the house and having a great time with our 93-year-old grandmother, 73-year-old mother, and 63-year-old aunt in Florida, and we are just making memories over here and stuff.
Yes, and you have to do that while you have your people around you.
Absolutely.
They're not going to be here forever, and you have to make sure that you get that time, that quality time in, because it's not guaranteed. And when they're gone, they're gone. You can't get it back.
Absolutely. So we started interviewing family members to create an archive for our younger
Mm.
family members. They are not old enough to have memories when before granddaddy passed and stuff. And so a lot of them were born after he was alive.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's creating a chronicle to talk about, history and like how did you guys meet, and like, hearing family stories that you never heard your whole damn life. So yeah,
Mhm.
so that's what we
And
doing.
that's a blessing. That's a
Mm-hmm,
blessing. I think if people have the ability to do that in their families, in their lives, I think they
mm-hmm,
should definitely do that because you're not going to have those people around, especially if you've got young children and your parents, grandparents, whatever, are elderly and their health may be declining, right? You need to
mm-hmm.
capture those memories now, and save them for your kids. You can do video.
Yes, indeed.
You can do
Yep, and
video,
that's what we're
and it
doing.
makes
Yep.
it so much easier. Put it in the
Mm-hmm.
cloud, boom. Now you have something for
Absolutely.
your family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's
So
go
we're
on.
creating heirlooms.
Yes. Yes, little time capsules. And that's a beautiful thing. Make sure you put something from 1989 in there. That's the year I graduated high school. Or whatever year you graduate, because you would have graduated 88.
99. I mean 90. 90 from high school and 99 from Tuskegee. So
Yeah, see? So you got to put something from 90, 99. You gotta put major milestones, something in there from those so that people can look back and what is this? Like a CD player, a
this
tape
is true.
cassette. You gotta go find a tape cassette, a record, a small one, the record with the little thing they used to have in
45. Mm-hmm.
the age of
Mm-hmm.
45, like stuff like that. Like those kind of memories, kids don't know what they are. And play what is this with the kids? They won't even know.
Uh-huh.
But let's get into today's topic. Yes, Martina, a time capsule. And every 10 years, you guys
Well, we
add,
are at grandmama's house, so it's a whole time capsule up in
you
there.
already know. You already know. She still got plastic on the seats.
No, she probably just got away with doing that maybe within the last 10, 15 years. So
I'm telling you, but she got that good furniture that's probably
yes,
folded.
she does.
So back
Yes,
then,
she does.
furniture lasted longer. Now it's made to tear up, so you'll have to buy it again every 10, 15 years.
Ain't that the truth? My gosh.
All right. Well, let's jump into this topic because I'm excited to cuss Ricky Bobby out and tell him off.
Absolutely. To
Every
tell his ass to shut the hell on up. Mm-hmm.
every chance I get to shut Ricky Bobby's ass down, I will. It's what I will do. But this is the thing, right? I want to start with where did Ricky Bobby come from, right? How did I come up with the name Ricky Bobby? And we'll talk about, you know, what Ricky Bobby sounds like, a little bit about cultural expectation and how that plays. Because what I really want is I want us to understand the negative self talk and where it truly comes from, right? Sometimes from those cultural expectations that we have or that are thrust upon us. Sometimes it's imposter syndrome. Um, and sometimes it's fear. It's just plain old fear. And we're letting Ricky Bobby take the wheel. What?
Hmm.
You can't do that. So, what does Ricky Bobby sound like? If you've ever thought these phrases, this is what Ricky Bobby sound like to me. And y'all know who Ricky Bobby is from that movie. The
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, that's Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby even sounds like that actor to me, just because when he's playing them ridiculous roles. You know what I mean? Because I need Ricky Bobby to sound a little ridiculous, so I could be like, shut that up. I don't even want to hear your voice, Ricky Bobby. Okay. But those kind of phrases like, you're not smart enough. Why would they give you that promotion? You're not good enough. You're never going to get that promotion. Why would they love you? right? Because this happens in your personal, professional, all of those things. You're not smart enough for, you're not pretty enough to have, you're too fat. No one's ever going to just fill it in, right? We have all these signs that he's always trying to tell us that we're not good enough, that there is something inherently must be wrong with you, and that the things that you will have in your life would never happen for you, right? He shows up as fear, self doubt, using every opportunity to remind us of every past failure we had. You remember that one time you tried to ride a bike, and you should never do that again because you horrible at riding a bike, right? Just anything.
I think that Ricky Bobby Ricky Bobby is the devil because the devil knows what's in your future before you do, and that negative self talk will try to get into your head and try to wreck shop. But when it's the everyday, okay, so the part of the Lord's the daily prayer, right, is to give us this day our daily bread. So every single day you get to choose your higher power and to remember who you are and whose you are in order for you to be able to, you know, progressing along this gauntlet that's been laid before you to get from A to B, B being the objective or the goal, if you will. So like for a promotion, so I'm nervous, I'm shaking in my damn boots. And
Mhm.
the last time I had to actually go in front of a panel that had my current boss on the bitch,
Mhm.
the kind of psychological warfare that happened that day was like,
Oh yeah.
whew. But
And,
I was like, nope, I'm not shook. I know who I belong to. I am going into it
and
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 I'm
you
gonna
know,
do this
yeah,
thing.
and you know that you are deserving and you're ready for it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like Ricky Bobby is always lurking in the shadows, right?
Oh,
Ready to convince us that we're not good enough, right? And according
yeah,
to psychologists, they say a whopping 70% of our thoughts might be negative, but
yeah,
85% of things we worry about never even come to pass,
right. Not at all.
right?
And I know my issues are deep rooted, but I've been successful each and every time with overcoming them. And my belief is that the cause or the what is it, the root of the negative thinking came from the doubt that was placed on me from my own father when I was
Yeah.
18, and he was like, I never had anything and you won't either. So inside my head, because I'm weird like that, inside my head, an actual switch was flipped inside my head to like, oh, challenge accepted, bitch. We are doing this just so I can watch you eat those words.
Mhm.
Talking about my
That doesn't,
father now.
yeah, but for a lot of people, doesn't happen that way. We let our inner critic, our Ricky Bobby, take the wheel when we actually let those thoughts dictate our actions,
Mm,
right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when we're, and I'm not talking about challenge accepted, because that's different. That's when you're saying,
I
okay,
told you
what
I'm
I'm going
different.
to do is not do this, right? But what
Mm,
I'm saying, when you let your, those negative thoughts keep you from opportunity, keep you from doing, achieving, being, saying, being you.
I
That's when we didn't let him drive.
Girl, I think that the way that I'm wired is how I'm supposed to be, because I don't take kindly to people telling me what I can't or shouldn't be able to do or won't do just because they didn't succeed at doing it. Well, I'm not you. I'm not you. And in my
Well,
mind, when that switch was flipped, I was like, Yep.
Let me
I'm
ask
gonna
you
make
this.
it my mission. What?
So let me ask you this, because what it sounds like a trauma response. I mean, you know what I mean? It's
And it very well could be.
now it's not a negative thing, but it still is allowing them some modicum of control over your emotions. I like the fact that what you do is you like, I'm about to go hard in the paint and get it in, right? I'm about to go hard in the paint and get it in. But I think for a lot of us Black women who are super high achieving, like we got this go, go, go. If you look back far enough, there's a reason why you keep doing that because, like you said, I'm going to show him. That's a trauma response. I'm going to show her. I'm a. Now,
But
I'm not saying there's
but
anything
I
wrong with it because
but
I'm
I
super.
didn't know that I would thrive with such negative
Yeah, thrive
motivation or
in
negative
spite of it. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's okay
I
because
had no idea until it was time.
and
Until I was.
right till you was activated.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, okay. Well, you know what?
Oh,
Okay, let
I
me.
did.
I can show you. I can show you better than I can tell you.
And did the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Absolutely. I had those words in my head just so it was kind of like the negative carrot being placed in
Yeah,
front, dangled in front of
yeah,
you, right? And it's the every time I move forward, I got further away from him, meaning not even physically, but mentally too, because I
yeah.
was able to make that shift. Like when I okay, so that was my biological father. When I realized that my heavenly father was always there and was going to always be there,
Always have
that's
your back.
when I made the shift. So I was like, okay, so from my biological father, this is what he's saying. But from my heavenly father, this is what I know to be true. Okay. So and it was a clear path for me and stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm like water. I didn't become like water until I was in my 50s because that's when I was introduced to the concept. But
Just
like
kind of flow.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna flow
Yeah.
with it. I'm gonna flow like that
Yeah.
lazy river, and I think that's how you
Absolutely.
have to be. And for some, the reason why we do this show is so that people don't have to wait until their 50s to get shit like we did.
That part.
Like,
That
life is
part.
always going to life. Things are always going to happen. Ricky is always going Bobby. Okay. Ricky's always going Bobby. He's always going to be there trying to place doubt. And we have to, and some of that comes from cultural expressions and expectations, you know. For
But
us,
it's like,
there's this silent and sometimes not so silent expectation that Black women have to be perfect. We have to be that superwoman who handles everything. We got to be 5 times better than the best non-Black person to even be seen as damn near standard, right? And we have to do, be, say all of the quote unquote right things to be even mildly accepted, right? Um,
hmm,
and those things can, and those cultural and societal pressures to be, do, act, look that perfect part adds weight to Ricky Bobby. It fattens his ass up and gives him more fuel for his fire, right?
but but based off of what you just said, those cultural expectations and all of the things, could Jose have been trying to protect me from something that he didn't
Yes,
do so
yes.
well at?
Most times, this is what I feel. Now, there are sometimes that parents are just hating. They hate their kids. They really have malintentions, right? Bad intentions, right? But a lot of times, We have to realize people give at the capacity that they have. If you're a gallon
Hmm.
container and he only got 3 quarts, 2 quarts, 1 quart, but he gave you all that he could, he went as far as he could in his life, and he didn't want you to be disappointed. I don't think that he went into it trying to hurt you. What they think they're doing oftentimes is they think they are helping you. I'm just trying to keep her from being disappointed and going after something, right? It has nothing to do with him thinking that you're smart. He had fear of white people, fear of the system, fear of whatever that got him and got his ass. And he was scared for you. So a lot of times I don't think it's even their intent. They're giving the best of what they have, right?
Hmm.
Now he might have only you and him. Well, really only he would know. But you, I think you would know based off of your relationship with him if he was. But that's what I found is a lot of times it's their fear of society and the way society crushed their dreams. They don't want you to have too many high hopes and expectations. That's their way of trying to save you from hurt and pain. But your life is yours, right? And we have to know we can't sustain perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. And we don't have to. Why are we constantly trying to attain something that is unattainable? There will always be a grammatical error in everything you write. There's one somewhere,
But
right?
but
So
but the thing that he absolutely succeeded at is procreation. Didn't succeed at nothing else in life, like be it a spouse, be it a parent,
sometimes
and like let's say working, like how jobs will give you a 90-day probation and then you get your benefits. Tell me
yeah,
why this Negro
he wouldn't make
he would always stop short of the 90 days so he didn't have to pay them women. I'm sorry, them women didn't have your kids by themselves.
it right. Kids don't just pop out. Immaculate conceptions
So he tried his
are
best to
not
do the
happening.
most and the least at the same damn time. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to
And
do.
to me,
So
that's
what the fuck are
something
you
that he
working
has to
for?
live with. Yeah, because he needs to keep money so he can get more women. Duh. You know
My
what?
bad. You
You
right,
know
my bad.
how he gonna get the new women sucked in?
One thing a nigga is gonna do is nig. That's the term I learned in the book
Period.
I'm reading.
Period. That's
Nig. Oh my god.
gonna
Oh.
that's what they're gonna do at all times. And we have to know how to move around that and how not to let their negativity become our negativity. And that's hard when those are your parents. It's hard when those are your parents. But that's what we have to do, right?
Hmm.
And then that leads for a lot of us to end up having issues of imposter syndrome, right? Because we've got this negative backing, these cultural
Mhm.
expectations, these weights that are put upon us, right? And you feel like you are carrying your whole nation, your whole culture on your back. And then here come Ricky Bobby again. Hello, just here to remind you that you're a fraud. You don't belong here. You know, they only gave you that award because you're black. You're never going to be good enough, right? And these are spaces that you've rightfully earned your place in. How many women do you know that are high achieving? Okay. They are high earning, they are accomplished women, and they still have imposter syndrome issues. You know?
Yeah. It's the uh uh every okay. Like I said before, when you tap in and turn on to that part of you that that knows who you are and whose you are, that part, because there's a decision to be made in order for what you want to hear. Like I was activated initially, but
but
a fight that I had to do for myself to be able to be like, wait a minute, stop. You have a family. You can't come back home. You cannot come back inside this house without bringing something to the doggone table and stuff. And so you can't afford to be fighting, fucking around with doggone Ricky Bobby, because fuck Ricky Bobby, unless his ass gonna help you work, fuck him. We got shit to do. We got a growing kid, right?
That's
We
it.
can't,
You can't let
succumb to the imposter syndrome. We can't afford to. We don't have time
but,
to.
but let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a room full of people who admire your work, they love who you are, and you still sometimes feel like you don't belong, right? Like like my coach told me, he said, Leanne, I don't think you even really know how brilliant you are.
Mm.
Everybody's like, you're so humble, Leanne, but you know so much and you don't, da-da. But a lot of that was Ricky Bobby because being smart wasn't really a thing. I used to get bullied when there was this one girl, Gwen. This was from elementary school. I still remember her name. Gwen was a big old broad in elementary school. She had been held back a few times, I think. Um, but she was a bully. And she always used to tease me. And I wasn't this big, bodacious, thing when I was little. I was a little girl. I was little, petite. I was a preemie. So I was a little smaller than some of the other kids, you know. But that leads to imposter syndrome when those things are happening, right? He's always going to whisper in your ear. Nobody's going to listen to you. You fake. You don't even know what you're doing. You just skating by. You real lucky because you don't know what you're doing and they haven't found out yet. And you'll have a bunch of people still telling you, you are amazing. You are awesome. It amazes me sometimes, even now, when people be like, yeah, I'll be like, I assume everybody knows this stuff. I don't see myself as any different. And people be like, no, Leanne, you are a different level. So it's not to say that you can't be a confident woman, and there still be times that Ricky Bobby is coming to shake that foundation. He coming to shake the table. Now, how do you know when Ricky Bobby is in the driver's seat? Okay, how do you know? Have you started second guessing all of your decisions? You've frozen, Sheronda. Yeah, she's frozen. Are you overanalyzing your actions? Do you really reject compliments and think they're just being nice to me? Or you don't know how to accept compliments? That's when you're letting Ricky Bobby have control. And that's when you have to fight back. Okay. Now, these behaviors from doubting yourself, downplaying your success, that's the inner hater. He or she is calling the shots. Now, recognizing when this is happening or when you're negative, when you have negative self talk, recognizing that is the first way for you to take back your control. You have to recognize when Ricky Bobby is in the driver's seat. You got to know when you're down talking yourself, when you can't accept someone else's compliments of you and you think they're just being nice to you. Not that you are an amazing, smart person who's deserving of being in that room, deserving of getting those accolades, when you find a way to downplay it. I mean, anybody could do what I did. Everybody can, right? Now, why did I name him Ricky and Bobby? Because to me, Ricky Bobby was ridiculous in that movie. And I needed him to be named something ridiculous that I could be like, look, Ricky Bobby, we're not having that. Because when you name it, it's easier for you to externalize your inner critic. It is now not a part of me, it is its own little entity that I can tell, shut the hell up any minute, right? Realize, because when we externalize it, what we're telling ourselves is, this is not me talking, it's Ricky Bobby. And now I can shut him down because it's not me talking, it's somebody else. Now, when you separate yourself from that negative chatter, you realize that the voice is not your what? Your truth. That you are more than your doubts. That's just another hater who's trying to dim your shine. And it is not who you are really. And you do not have to take Ricky Bobby's opinions and thoughts about you, because remember, that's not us. Those aren't our thoughts and opinions. Those are the haters. That's what we've got to remember. Now, let me ask you this, Sheronda. Do you have a time when your inner Ricky Bobby did shut you down? Like stopped you from doing something?
Did he shut me down? No, but I had to fight to remember that Ricky Bobby's not in control. And it was a whole dialogue that was happening inside my head that I had to work myself. All of this was happening internally, and nobody, of course, outside of myself
Yeah,
could
nobody.
hear what was going on, right? And so I had to, um, again, like turn, tap into my higher power, because my brain was just talking shit to me, and it was like, hold on for a second, no, girl, it's a whole, oh my god, hold on for a second,
Mm-hmm.
hold on for a second.
Well, while she doing that, I'm gonna tell you about my time. For me, I think Ricky Bobby has played a huge role in my life for a long time. Um, Sometimes it's the impetus I needed, the push I needed to move forward, but it has stopped me. Used to have what I would call analysis paralysis, meaning Ricky Bobby would tell me, like, I've had some $1 million thoughts and ideas that I did not move on. Why? Because I was scared, because I wanted it to be perfect, because I wanted these other things, right? And I was like, I'm not going to stop until I have it. But I wanted all this perfection that, remember, doesn't exist. And I let it stop me from creating some $1 million businesses that I then saw somebody else create my idea.
Oh, how mad were you?
Pissed off. Your camera not showing, Sheronda.
Why not?
I don't know.
Let's see.
$1 million ideas that I saw somebody else implement, didn't even implement it as great as what I was thinking the first time around. And I'm like, you missing out. That's when I knew Ricky Bobby was in control, right? That's when I knew, and I had to switch up my mind, my thoughts, my everything. Let's see if she's back. There we go. There we go. Now we see.
Okay,
Now,
so
what about you? Yeah, you said you were talking that you
I,
had to really dig deep.
yeah, like a whole conversation was going on, and I had to fucking get over my damn self and keep on going forward, and don't stop, like keep on moving forward and stuff. And I mean, that's a whole song, I already know it. Don't stop. I know.
Don't
uh
stop.
uh uh
I'm not gonna see the whole.
oh, that was, yeah, I heard that one at my neighbor's house. before I left.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I had to really and truly get over my like. For instance, we on vacation. One time we were in La Paz and we were swimming with the whale sharks. Awesome, majestic creatures. But I would not get off that damn boat to save my damn life until a reef said, "Babe, your wetsuit is a flotation device." I was like, "Why the hell you ain't tell me that sooner?" I jumped right off that damn boat and got on with the come on with the doggone the whale sharks.
Now
So it's
I
the
don't know about that one. I'm gonna let Ricky
I
Bobby.
did it for us. I did it for me and you, girl, and it
Thank you,
was fun.
thank you, because
Yeah.
Ricky
I'm
Bobby,
checking. You can check that off your bucket list, living vicariously. Okay.
boom. Because
See,
I don't.
I'm here for you, girl.
Well,
So that negative inner talk was another form of fear that kept my ass on that boat until
yes,
I got more information. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna sink down to the very bottom of the doggone Sea of Cortez.
right.
I'm gonna stay afloat because I'm wearing a flotation device. I never got that briefing. I thought it was to just keep you warm in the water. I didn't know. I didn't know. So for me, when I got more information to be able to enjoy this enjoy this experience, that
Yeah,
who even knows if we were going to ever do it again, but I didn't want it to pass me by. So when I got more information that superseded my fear and my Ricky Bobby, I was able to go out there and play with the whale sharks. And that's what it is. I believe that your inner Ricky Bobby, of course, is a shit talker,
master
but
shit talker.
tries, oh, a massive shit talker, right?
Yeah,
And that your inner Ricky Bobby just will fight you on being great and stuff and enjoying and experiencing all that life has to offer. And when you have more information that will shut your fear down and your Ricky, like slap the shit out of the doggone Ricky Bobby,
slap.
then you jump off the damn boat and then you experiencing this majestic, gentle giant of the sea. And it's a moment in time that I would have missed had I fucking listened to doggone Ricky fucking Bobby.
Yeah, yeah, and those are the things, right? We're gonna take a pause for the cause, uh, and when we get back, we're gonna really talk about. Let's reframe those thoughts. What are some tools to tell Ricky Bobby to shut the hell up and to hit the road? All right. We'll be right back on. You're watching the Wake Up Happy Sis show on KCCR Cityscape Radio. We'll be right back. Are you ready to be moved, inspired, and transformed? Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul isn't just an anthology. It's a revolution bound in pages. Imagine holding the raw, unfiltered truths of sisters who've walked through the fire and emerged stronger. Their words will seep into your soul, igniting a flame you didn't know you had. Listen to this. And that's when I realized my scars weren't marks of shame, but medals of honor. Each one told a story of survival, of resilience. This book is more than just words on paper. It's a mirror reflecting your struggles, a balm for your pain, and a catalyst for your joy. Every page turns trauma into triumph and silence into symphonies of strength. But here's the real tea. This book isn't complete without you. When you buy Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul, you're claiming your spot in our movement. Don't just read about transformation, live it. Grab your copy now at thegumboanthology.com, because your story isn't just yours, it's ours. Together, let's turn this anthology into an awakening, a celebration, a revolution. Savor the Gumbo. It's time to own your joy, claim your power, and let your Black excellence shine, sis. Y'all ain't got your anthology yet.
Mine is on the way, ma'am.
Yes, you should have got your notice. It should be there any day. In day. Okay. And I just want y'all to know, if you haven't gotten your copy, what are you waiting for? It's waiting
What
for
you
you.
really doing?
This book is your healing journey start. that starting point. Get to it. Now, as I said, I want to talk about how do we, because we've identified Ricky Bobby. We gave him or her a name. We've recognized when it shows up and how we respond to it. Okay. Now it's time to learn how to shut him the hell up for good and tell him, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Okay. And yes, I sang a little bit. I don't sing, I sing a little bit. I could hold the note.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
I heard it. Okay. Because you really can control the narrative by
Absolutely.
reframing your own thoughts and implementing some simple tools to quiet that negative voice that's to quiet him down. Okay. Now, first thing, and we've talked about this before, is cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay. Cognitive behavioral therapy. And affectionately, it's called CBT. Okay. But it's all about recognizing those harmful thought patterns and consciously choosing to challenge them. So when Ricky Bobby tells you, Sheronda, you are not good enough for this promotion. You're not good enough. You're not going to get it. Cognitive behavioral therapy teaches you to counter that with facts. I am prepared, I'm qualified, and I deserve this.
And I made it a goal to get as far up the doggone chain as I possibly can, in spite of what Ricky Bobby had on his mind to try to thwart me and trip me up with. Like, nope, I already have a goal. I'm already moving out towards it. Negativity be damned, because you know as well as I do, I will turn negativity into something that I can work with and get what the fuck it is that I shot for. And that is on my father. Not my mama, on my father.
Mm-hmm. Oh my. Okay. But, and when you get those negative thoughts, hit it with facts.
That part.
Ricky Bobby, when Ricky Bobby come with you with that negative nonsense, hit it with facts. I set a goal for myself. I've been tracking my progress. I am on track for this, this, this. I deserve this, this, and this. And yes, I am capable of doing this job. Yes, I
You know
am.
where the power lies, though? When you openly, outwardly just deny him and refuse to be bothered. Like I told you, I had to get interviewed by my freaking current boss to get a promotion. The amount of unbotheredness that I display, oh my girl, I was a whole different person. And
Good.
I did not care. And I knew that I was going to have to go be interviewed, in front of her. I knew that I did, but I was just like, she is not going to weigh in or have any difference to be made, because the person's job, the person that I was going to go work for had already seen what I'm capable of 2.5 years prior to that. So
Exactly.
no matter what my that current boss at the time had anything to say, that gaming boss saw through all of that shit and was like, yeah, I want her.
Because we let our actions speak for themselves, and your actions will outshine anybody's negative words. And that goal, even Ricky Bobby's. And because the goal is to stop these automatic negative thoughts that will always pop up, always going to be in our face, and reframe them into something positive and empowering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that you can catch Ricky Bobby in the act, right? You
but
see
but
that?
see that
Whoop,
it goes deeper though. It goes
dodge,
deeper though.
dodge.
Not once but twice I had to go in front of her, because the first time the gaining boss only had one slot and they chose my coworker over me. So 6 months later, when he had 3 slots, I was coming back for that
He was
bitch,
like, "Oh,
right?
I'm
Because he
coming back."
wanted both of us, but he only had
You only
one
have
slot.
one slot.
So 6 months later, I ain't even changed shit on my resume. I wore the same damn suit and I went in there and did that doggone girl. That shit was already mine. And she interviewed me the second time. No, bitch, I'm leaving your team. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still
And
leaving.
did.
In case you know.
Girl, I'm my own success story. I got 100% batting average of getting through the hardest shit that anybody, girl, unless a person would have shrank back from the shit. Do you hear me?
And I think people have to remember that. Look back
Mm-hmm.
on every challenge that you've been through, and you have 100% average completion success rate. You made it through every single thing, every single
Absolutely.
thing that came
And
your
it
way.
made me who I was. Girl.
Makes you unstoppable, but you have to know it. You have to see it, right? And you also have to affirm yourself, okay? Positive affirmations really do work, right? These are more than just little feel good phrases. Words are power, words are spells. Words tell the universe what to give us, right? Your affirmations can literally change the way that your brain works. Did you guys know that?
And right in that same vein, watch how you say, watch what you say to yourself and about yourself.
Yes.
Because words have power. That's why they call it a word, like letters put together create words. Words create sentences, spells. These things are real. You can control this thing to include Ricky Bobby.
You can.
Say those positive affirmations. Remember who you are. Remember that grandmother that prayed over you. Remember whose you are. Remember the stock that you came from. Girl, I swear for God.
Yeah.
Y'all better wake up to your power, because let me tell
Yeah.
you, Ricky
Because
Bobby. Ooh.
you can't keep letting everything else. This goes perfectly with our topics from last week of
Mm-hmm,
setting your own, creating your own vision of success in your mind, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
These affirmations, these thoughts, we have the power to live the life that we envision. And it starts with affirming ourselves, positive self talk. Okay. They're not, affirmations are so much more than these little feel good sentences and little phrases. Like I said, they are spells and they can help strengthen your neural pathways, which is associated with positive thinking. So the affirmations are getting into your brain and rewiring it from the negative pathways into the positive pathways. Okay. Look in the mirror, but it's more than just saying it. You have to
Right.
say it until you believe it, because if you don't believe it right now, say it and take action, because it's more than just words. Words drive
Absolutely.
our actions. Our words drive our actions. Our words drive our actions. So you're going to say it, and then you're going to do the things to until you believe it, if you don't believe it yet. I am worthy. I am enough. You could start with that, and you should believe that. I am worthy. I am enough.
Y'all
Say it
don't make no
in the
mistakes, y'all.
mirror. Say it in the mirror for 60 seconds each morning.
Look
Okay.
yourself in the eye. Do
Yeah.
not turn away.
And over time, your brain is going to change and your brain is going to start believing it. Ricky Bobby thrives on our insecurities. Okay. But positive affirmations are creating a mental environment where doubt cannot survive. And if you don't know what affirmations to say, stop playing with yourself and order these tilted crown affirmation cards.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because sometimes we don't have the words. You can create you a spreadsheet of affirmations. You can get affirmation cards. I like affirmation cards because I can put them around my house. And everywhere I pick one, this deck has 52 cards in it. And some of them are affirmations, some of them are self care actions. But you can put one card, let's say, on your refrigerator, on your mirror, on your desk, so that every time you look at it, Stop, reflect on it for a minute, say it over and over for 1 minute, even just 30 seconds. You're training your brain to think and act positively because your brain is controlling everything else. So when your brain believes it, what is it doing? It's sending out the commands to the rest of you.
Yeah.
It's sending out the commands. All right, legs, let's run a little harder. Okay, heart, let's pump a little faster. We need a little bit of adrenaline. We tired over here. We need a little shake up. All right, creativity, get your stuff in gear. My girl needs she needs some creativity. She needs some new ideas right now. Right? It starts with those positive affirmations. Right? Imagine starting every day. And all you're doing is you're looking in the mirror and you're declaring, I have everything I need to succeed. And just watch as the seeds of doubt get replaced with confidence, fully formed confidence.
That
Right?
part.
Fully formed confidence. And while you're at it, make sure you have a gratitude practice too. Gratitude is necessary. And it might sound simple, right? But it's one of the most powerful tools in telling Ricky Bobby to shut the hell up and shutting him down.
Yep. Yep.
What you When you focus on what's going right in your life and you're grateful for what's going right in your life, you're naturally going to shift away from all the negativity that's been feeding your inner critic. You're automatically going to start moving away from that. And anything you do for at least 21 days is going to become a habit. So
That
imagine
part.
if you started and ended every day with one gratitude statement, one thing that you are grateful for each day. Imagine how your world would shift because now your brain, your heart, your mind, everything is going to start trying to come in alignment with this gratitude and this positivity that you're expressing. Right? Yes, it sounds simple. But every day before you dive into your to-do list, because now we're what we're helping you create is like your little morning routine. We've got our affirmations we're going to say for 1 minute. And then every morning, you're going to take a minute to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 things. It could be something that you woke up with a clear mind, you landed a new client, you saw some beautiful purple flowers on a walk, you got to breathe fresh air and you don't live in a place that has heavy smog. You met a beautiful new human being today. This weekend, I met 3 super fun and amazing women. And they invited me to go tailgating. This was my second time in life tailgating. The first time I went with my friend Brandon, who got murdered. But this time I went with them, and we had so much fun just sitting, kicking it, talking, eating,
It's the little things, right?
the little things, right? But I was grateful. That was something I had to be grateful for. I am grateful that I went to this little club that's by my house because I needed to get out because I work from home and I need to sometimes just be around people. And I was sitting at a table by myself and it was crowded. And the lady was like, "Hey, is anybody sitting with you?" I said, "No, you are now." And everybody who know me know I don't really like new people.
Look at you all outside of your comfort zone, ma'am.
I wasn't letting Ricky Bobby say, "Don't be a hater, Leanne. Let them sit there. Ain't nobody been sitting there." So I invited her and her friends to come and sit with me. And they're such nice, beautiful, and funny people. You don't know if you don't get out of your comfort zone.
See,
That was
your
something I'm
blessing,
grateful.
your blessing is always on the outside of your comfort zone. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Because you're gonna have to go through something to get there. Hold on for a second. My aunt is calling. Hey Tia. Yolanda's looking for you.
Now, What gratitude does. Wait, are you? Oh, I had to put you on mute.
Sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So you're for my whole entire life, I'll be 53 this year. For my whole life, my comfort zone, my blessing has always been on the outside of my comfort zone. I had to go through something to get to something. And the like, for instance, when I decided or declared that I was going to go away to the service, that came from knowing or being out. I was like, the world's got to be bigger than my backyard, and I'm going to go see it. I know I'm not ready for college yet, but I am ready to leave my mama's house. So the service is how, or that was my vehicle.
That's how you
And
got
I
it.
had to go through. I rode the plane for the first time going away to basic training. I, got conditioned. I was already a runner and a dancer in high school, but adding the consistency of the
Mm-hmm.
physical fitness part of the service, that was going through something. And so the Army grew me up. I met some of the best people in the entire world. I got to lead America's sons, and I had to go through. I would have never done all of the things that I have done from the age of 18 to 52 if I would have never left home.
Yeah. If you didn't step outside your comfort zone and look at how
That
much
part.
in your life that you've got to be grateful for because of
That part.
the
That
the
part.
things that you went to, you know? Now, what gratitude does, I'm going to bring it home on that one. It helps keep Ricky Bobby from dominating your thoughts with his negativity. Because what
Because
it
you couldn't be.
does, yes, it forces you to acknowledge the abundance in your life. And it's also reminding us yet again that we are more than enough just as we are. Now, that doesn't mean we don't desire for better for ourselves. It means that if I did nothing else, I am enough. I'm worthy of love. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of great things happening to, for, and by me.
Oh my gosh, girl, you said a mouthful, and that is the thing about gratitude. When you're busy counting your blessings, I never hear Ricky Bobby
You
because
don't.
I'm too busy being grateful. I'm too busy counting. I'm too busy being about the work of counting my blessings that it overpowers Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. And think about it this way, right? In a 30-day span, I want you to write 3 things each morning that you're grateful for. Or you could do it at night too, so that your gratitude is the last thing on your mind. You can do it so it's the first thing on your mind in the morning, right? You could do both. But 3 things over the 30 days, can't pick the same 3 things. It forces you, yes, as you count them, they overflow. That is your abundance. So now you
Yes,
have an
RT.
abundance of blessing to give to others. See how it circles back around?
Yep.
It comes all the way back around. Now, another thing we can do, because we only got a few more minutes left in the show, visualization techniques. Visualization is so powerful because if you can see it before you see it in the physical, if I see it in my mind's eye before I see it in the physical, then I'm assured that I can create it in the physical because I have a picture of it. I know what it looks like. I know what success looks like, right? So you got Olympians who do it, top performers in every field use visualization to prepare for success. It's about seeing yourself achieving that goal in your mind's eye before you've started implementing it in the physical. Now, when Ricky Bobby tells you you're going to fail, close your eyes and picture vividly in your mind's eye. And if you're not one of those people that when you close your eyes, the words, I don't know if some people see a picture. For me, it's not necessarily a picture, it's words of what that picture looks like. It is a feeling, right? Everybody's visualization may be a little different, but you got to see it in your mind's eye first, right? But whenever Ricky Bobby tell you it's going, that shit ain't gonna work. Close your eyes and see yourself at that finish line, standing in success. Use all your senses. What does it look like? This is what visualization is about. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? Are you eating a victory meal? What's on that plate? What does it look like, smell like? What, you got to put all of your emotions, all of your senses into it. That's what's going to help you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating that mental image of what success looks like. Because if I see it here, I can make it here. It's nothing for your mind to connect what's here to implement what's out there, right? Harvard University study found that visualization can increase performance by as much as 30 damn percent. That's a big increase from 20 to 50%, from 50 to 80%. Come on. Now, it don't matter if you're just preparing for a presentation, whether you're tackling a difficult conversation with a friend or a loved one. Visualization, I want you to practice handling it with grace, confidence, and ease. I want you to see that. Visualize, visualize, visualize yourself seeing it happen in front of you like you're watching a movie about you and you're the star, right? The more you can see yourself succeeding, the more likely it is to become a reality because your mind and the universe wants what you focus on. It don't know good or bad. It wants, she's so focused on this, let me give it to her. And the last thing is journaling. We talk about this all the time. Y'all should be tired of hearing us talk about journaling, and you should be up on all your journaling. Because when Ricky Bobby gets loud, journaling can be a really powerful way to quiet him down, right? Writing down your thoughts helps you process them in a way that's constructive rather than destructive. Write about it instead of eating about it, instead of drinking about it, instead of doing drugs about it. Write about it. Write until all that emotion, all that feeling is out. I will write a letter to a person in a minute. They will never see the letter because the writing is just about allowing me to process through my feelings. Start by just jot down the negative words that are in your mind. Just simply jot those down. Just start with that. Okay? You're going to mess up. You're not smart enough. You're never going to get this promotion. No one's ever going to believe in you. You're not going to make any sales. You're not smart enough. You're not beautiful enough. Nobody's going to want you. You're unlovable. You don't deserve love. Right? And then I want you to write a response to each of those thoughts. For when it says, I can't do such and such, I want you to write, I can do such and such because. Give it facts. Give the hater facts because he hates facts. He wants to get you amped up on emotion, but we're not doing that. We're going to have a calm head and we're going to battle him with facts, not just feelings. And when you see those negative thoughts in front of you, in writing, it's so much easier to dissect them and to challenge them and to overcome them. Because that process of journaling is going to help you turn those irrational thoughts and fears, because that's what they are, irrational, not rational. And we're turning it into actionable truths. Sheronda's action plan for success, because she's going to have a plan. When the negative hit her, she's going to have a plan. Leanne's going to have a plan. You're training yourself to confront and conquer Ricky Bobby, doubt, negative self-talk, one journal entry at a time. That's how you reframe the negative thoughts. That's how you start down that path to silencing Ricky Bobby and telling him to shut the up. That's how we do it. It's easy. And easy is relative because the first time you do it, first couple of times, it's probably going to be hard. Because sometimes we have so much negativity and doubt and hate that's been poured into our spirits that we don't honestly believe we deserve anything good. And if that is you, baby girl, baby boy, it's okay. But I want you to challenge everything that they give you, everything that Ricky Bobby gives you and tells you. It's a lie. Now, that doesn't mean there are some things that you aren't great at, and maybe you need to make a change in your life. That happens. You know what? If you do not, there we go. It that just means I'm still good enough as I am, but in order to reach this next level in my life, I still need to do a little growing, a little learning. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what life is all about. It doesn't mean you are not deserving. It might just mean right now you need a few more skills before you are capable of doing it successfully. Doesn't mean you're not deserving of that role. Just means you need a little more work to get to what you're deserving of. Right? Doesn't mean you're not worthy of love. It might mean that that person ain't the right person to love you.
Hmm.
They're not your Mr. or Mrs. Right for you. Right? But we have to step out, tell Ricky Bobby to hit the road, give him or her a name so that you can put them over there. That's what you have to do. You want Ricky Bobby outside of yourself so that you remember this is not me talking because I love Leanne. Leanne is fucking dope and amazing. Get to where you really honestly truly believe that about yourself. And you'll have fewer and fewer instances where Ricky Bobby's gonna come knocking. And when he do come knocking, it's like a vampire. You know, vampire has to be invited across your threshold. Ricky Bobby has to be invited back into your spirit, into your soul, and into your head and heart. Stop inviting him in. Let's kick
Hmm.
his ass out for good. Any final words before we wrap up, Sheronda?
Wake up to who you are. Wake up to who God created you to be and count those blessings. And that will shut up Ricky Bobby.
Period. Now, my final words, and I really need y'all to hear this. I need all of y'all clear your ears, put your listening ears on, like they tell the little kids. No matter how loud Ricky Bobby gets, okay? Yes, Martina said that's an entire word and a perfect message going into her birthday weekend. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
But no matter how loud Ricky Bobby gets, no matter how much he tries to tell you that you are not enough, always remember that you've got everything you need inside of you to rise above, kick his ass, and to live the life that you want. You are capable, you are worthy, you are destined for greatness. This journey isn't always going to be easy, but every day that you wake up and choose to love yourself, to pour into yourself, to remember you are fucking amazing, you're silencing Ricky Bobby. You giving him a slap, little pimp slap with his pimp slap when he hits you with the back of the hand. You're silencing him and you're stepping into your power, into your confidence, into your greatness. I don't want you to let anyone, including yourself, tell you that you can't do it ever again. Because the truth is, you can and you will. So, we want to thank you for tuning in to the Wake Up Happy Sis show with your host, Leanne Dulce. I was going to say DeRose. I don't know who DeRose is. Leanne Dulce and my co-host. You're supposed to say your
Which
name.
one? See?
We're gonna we're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. Okay, we're gonna try this again.
Take
All
care.
right. Thank you for tuning in to the Wake Up Happy Sis Show with your host, Leanne Dose, and my fabulous co host.
Sheronda Seeley.
Yeah. Make sure that you tune in. Thursday's another great show, another great topic, because we are here to give you all the things you need. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and always remember to wake up happy, sis. We out. Thank you for tuning in for another episode